Don't bury the lead, John. What's the number one match that you want to see at WrestleMania 39?
Fairly obvious, but the main event, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Universal Championship match. We both started doing this show in September.
Yes.
I hadn't watched WWE in about 2 or 3 years, and you hadn't watched in probably 15,
More than that.
10.
More than that.
Yeah. So we started watching it, and when I was watching years ago, Roman Reigns was a big reason I just pretty much stopped watching. And now that he's got the championship and he's working heel, and for me, he's the reason I'm really watching WWE now. And
okay,
so it's been quite the transition to something that was go away heat to sucking me in.
You can't go wrong selecting the main event of WrestleMania as the match you're most interested in. I've got that on my board as well. But I've got it here at 3.
Wow. Okay.
Now,
I thought I could have sworn we were going to go 1 and 1, but no. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you why. The Cody Rhodes story still feels a little forced to me.
Yeah.
Like they already did the Cody Rhodes is on his journey 5 or 6 years ago in the NWA with the 10 pounds of gold. It was him and Nick Aldis. He was chasing the dream of his father. Like, I've seen that before. This time it feels a little forced. Now, Cody is growing on me. Do I like this match more than I liked Roman versus Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber? No, not quite. Now, I do want to ask you about something you brought up. They've unified the men's singles championship. So this is for all the marbles, and you said you like that better. Had this been for only one of the belts, would it have been less of a match? Is it more of a match because it's for everything? It's for all the marbles.
Yeah, for me, it's really essentially because of the build of the streak that Roman Reigns has had, and the fact that he's just been on top for this long. I don't mind a good, simple. I prefer, quite frankly, a good, simple booking, which that is kind of predictable, and they just follow the storyline and they go about it. And yeah, for me, just because the booking is so simple, and also I'll add one more thing I really like about this match. In the past, there's always been an issue getting faces over in WWE. It just hasn't worked for years. And I mean, this was when I stopped watching, Roman Reigns was a face that was getting rejected. Before that, it was John Cena. And in that era when I was watching, he was getting the boos and he's getting the mixed reaction. So
let's go Cena. Cena sucks.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Let's go Cena sucks. And now they actually have a baby face that is over. So they've got the simple formula and they've actually accomplished it. So for that reason, it's my number one. I thought we'd be in the same page here, but I'm interested. Let's see what your number one is here.
Whoa. I've got the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens because I don't know what's going to happen in this match. It's not a foregone conclusion to me what's going to happen. I think the wrestling is going to be great. The Usos have been maybe the best title holders in the WWE since they've been watching. They've worked a lot, pay-per-views and on TV. They've had title matches on TV. They've never had a bad match. I think they're fantastic. I think Sami and Kevin Owens are going to be good in the ring as well. This has been the number one storyline since we've been watching. And these have been the guys who have been involved in it. It's been Jay and Sami, and then a little bit more of Jimmy, and then a little bit more of Kevin Owens. This is the number one storyline featuring the number one champions as far as I think work rate goes, arguably with another guy I'm sure we'll get to later. This is everything. And you mentioned the WWE having trouble getting baby faces over. Not in this match. Not in this match. Sami Zayn is hot. And even Kevin Owens is kind of hot. But I mean, Sami especially. Tonight is March 24th. We saw SmackDown earlier tonight. Sami is still hot, man.
Yeah.
This is a hot angle. He's really, really emerged organically as a babyface. And, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn a year ago, what was KO losing to Stone Cold Steve Austin and Sami Zayn was losing to the jackass guy?
The Stone Cold Kevin Owens was losing to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Understandable. Sami Zayn was losing to Johnny Knoxville in a wacky hardcore match where he got pinned by a mousetrap, like an oversized mousetrap, like Pee Wee Herman style.
Who hasn't been there, really?
Right. So
I mean,
that's how deep he was buried on the roster. Interestingly enough, I have this on my list. Obviously, not as high as you, as it's not possible. So I have this on my list at number 4.
Number 4. Okay. So still in your top 5.
This is still made my top 5. There are other matches that I'm looking forward to a little bit more. And interestingly enough, I kind of feel the same way you feel about Roman Reigns and Cody about this one.
Okay.
But this is a foregone conclusion.
Really?
I feel like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are a lock to knock off the Usos. And
wow.
I think it's going to be put the bloodline away for a while. And Roman Reigns loses, the Usos lose, and we see them kind of go away for a while. They take a break.
Yeah. What's up for you is the number 2 match that you want to see at this WrestleMania?
The number 2 match for me is for the Intercontinental title. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Gunther's awesome.
Yes.
Gunther has been my favorite wrestler. He's been great in every TV match, which is ridiculous. Like he's putting on classic TV matches.
Yes.
And for me, he is the main reason that I wanted to put him at number 1, no matter what was going on. But the triple threat threw me for a loop a bit. So I said, all right, let's put him at number 2.
I agree with you there. I wanted to see Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. Yeah. And then they made it a triple threat match. And out of respect for Gunther, I've still got them on my board.
Okay.
But it's at 4. If there's anyone on the roster who does not need a gimmick match, it is Gunther. So, of course, he gets the gimmick match. But like you're saying, out of respect, it can't be a bad match if he's involved. So he's still on my board. I just had to drop him down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, Gunther, he's fantastic. He's been around. I knew from years ago because Drew McIntyre and Sheamus have been around forever. So when we started watching, I was like, oh, Sheamus, yeah, he's still there. Oh, Drew McIntyre, he's still there. Okay, I've seen these guys before. But Gunther, brand new. This guy's great. He even had a great match tonight.
I know.
On tonight's SmackDown. It's almost the go-home show for SmackDown here. I mean, they're technically going to have one next week, but I don't know how much they're actually going to do the night before a 2-night pay-per-view. So this was maybe more of a go-home show. And he has a great match tonight. He looks fantastic. There's no 5 moves of doom with Gunther.
Yes.
You don't know what he's going to do. He could win a match in any way imaginable.
We're talking about the top 5 tonight. So what is your number 2?
You just mentioned the women.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This might be the best singles title match on the card.
Wow. All right.
I don't know what's going to happen. There's no preconceived notion anywhere here. I think they can both work. I mean, Charlotte has the pedigree. Rhea has been on fire. And I smell a WrestleMania 13 situation, the Bret Hart, Steve Austin double turn, because you've mentioned how tough it is to elevate baby faces. Charlotte Flair is having trouble staying a baby face with the crowd, even though they want her to be.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who are just more comfortable. Their posture, their demeanor, it's just more heelish. It's tougher for them to be baby faces. And Rhea seems to organically be getting over with the crowd. Like, even though she's still Judgment Day and she's supposed to be with Dominic Mysterio, who's this heel, Rhea is getting over as almost a baby face. What say you, my friend?
I'll tell you what. That's a great breakdown, and I'm going to have to go ahead and say this actually made my list as well as I was looking through all of my different matches. I don't have it ranked as highly as you do, but it is my number 5 match.
There it is.
Yeah. So it made it onto my list. I just can't ignore how good Rhea Ripley's been from Royal Rumble to now. Yep. She really looked impressive in that women's battle or Royal Rumble, and she looked head and shoulders above everybody in the ring.
What you had there at number 3, should we reveal that?
Yeah, let's do it. So at number 3,
just announced tonight. So recent that we don't have a WWE made graphic for it.
Yes, so
wow.
We don't have, this is a screen grab.
This is a screen grab, yes.
Of them face to face. Yeah, Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. If I would have told you, I don't know, before Royal Rumble, maybe when we first started watching, that Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio would have made my 3. If you would have told me that, like, I made my 3, no way. Because Dominic Mysterio was so corny and so cringe, and they were doing such weird stuff. But Dominic had just really picked up his pace, and it's just, I don't know what happened, but he's over on the mic. He's pretty good on the mic. He's good in the ring, and it's something happened when I don't know if when he split from his dad, that he could be himself a little bit more, but Dominic's really improved. And I'm going to tell you the 3 reasons why this is number 3.
Oh, very good. Let's go.
It's got a great nostalgia pop from Rey Mysterio in the 90s. So I liked Rey Mysterio in the 90s, and this guy's still doing it. So you have to give him a lot of credit. He's still having good matches now. The resurgence of Dominic Mysterio here. He was so low on my board when we first started, and to see him get better so quickly and so rapidly. And then the third thing is it's so damn simple. Father versus son. It's like, yes, give me these simple rivalries.
So what did I settle on?
Let's hear it.
You mentioned one of these wrestlers before. I have to say, it's belts all the way down.
Yeah.
It's belts all the way down for me. I couldn't resist. The title matches, there were at least 5 good title matches that I wanted to see. I want to see Asuka. I want to see if Bianca Belair has held the belt for a while. We don't get to see her. She's the Raw champion. I have seen her wrestle on a couple of pay-per-views, seen some clips of her. She had a weird match with was it Alexa Bliss at the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Where we were just annoyed that they started bringing in that Uncle Howdy stuff, Bray Wyatt stuff to the end of it. And it was like, oh gosh, I hate this. But I don't want to hold that against Bianca Belair. I mean, she looks like a solid wrestler. Physically, she looks like an athlete. So I'm guessing she can go, and Asuka's impressed me every time I've seen her for a match that I want to see. I don't know what kind of storyline they have with each other. I don't know if it's a foregone conclusion because I don't know what Asuka would be able to do as a champion on the mic. But then again, I don't know how much Bianca Belair's done in that regard. But I want to see the match. I've become an Asuka fan, and I think Bianca Belair, from as far as I can see, has been a worthy champion. I want to see the match, but I don't have a lot to tell you about the storyline, about their history, about their feud, but it makes my number 5 match that I want to see at WrestleMania.